What's up, guys? TJ Lavin here, and we are back with Hanging with LAVS. And thank you for your patience, but I'm sorry that it took me so long to get back to it, but here I am, and I had to come off with a new guy, Fuzzy Hall. You may or may not have known this guy if you're an MTV kid, but if you're a BMX guy, you know who Fuzzy Hall is, because there's only a few people in the world that have ever been the best at one certain thing, at anything in the world. Like, if you take anybody, like Frank Mir, only 5 people in the world have a chance of beating him up. Well, Fuzzy Hall, nobody had a chance of beating him in BMX at one point in his life. So I'm honored to have him here on Hanging with LAVS. This is my guy. I've known you for 23 years-ish.
Something like that, yeah.
Give or take a couple. So yeah, Fuzzy, good to have you here, brother. Thank you, man.
TJ.
Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure to see you. I picked the spot just for you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Right now we are at the top of Park City, and this is a 1946 Caddy. If I had to guess, that's what it would be. But so Fuzzy, what have you been up to, man? What have you been up to? Like, your life started off in BMX, killing everybody at everything. And you started off in a small little town off in the cut.
Yep. Here in Utah, you know, and it was 1987. Man. I was all right fast on a bike, but I was always better at jumping, and some guy noticed me doing no-footed can-cans, which you do in your sleep nowadays, but back then that was a trick that no one was doing. And the magazine photographer, she asked if I could stay an extra day to shoot for that magazine, and that was 1987. And lo and behold, the very next month I got a call from the publication, and they said, you got the 1987 cover of BMX Action, which I was just in awe. I couldn't believe it. You know,
That lit the fire.
That lit the fire, and you know, phones started ringing, and everything. My whole world changed from that day on, just from being at the right place at the right time, at that moment, that second, doing that trick. So
Dude.
yeah, and I had a good long
trip,
haul.
right?
Yeah, it is. It's been a great run. You know, I met people like you. It just goes on forever. I grew up with Spike Jonze, who's, you know, a famous director.
He's pretty good now.
He's pretty good. You know, so
He's
he
doing all right.
probably wouldn't answer
You went
his
on
phone.
road trips with Spike Jonze.
Yeah,
Like
yep.
long, super long road trips.
Yeah.
And
being a young kid from a small town, and you know, Spike was too. I think he was from Rockville, Maryland back then, and so we kind of grew up together, and just, you know, some of the first photos he took was of me, and in fact I broke his first camera, you know, and I'll always
that's
remember
awesome. And like, you have unlimited, like, it's crazy. Your black book of people that you've met or know that know you, all of which love you, by the way, is unlimited.
Yeah, it's
It's insane.
It's really nuts, and I mean, you've got a very good taste of that. The places that your bike has taken you, not only geographically, but your network of friends that you've met through a bicycle. It's amazing, you know. And I think everyone can relate to riding a bike, right? And it doesn't matter who they are, if they're a famous director to a bowling ball, you know, professional, they all can relate to it. So I love that, you know. And I never would have thought that a bike would have took me so far, you know. And I'm sure you're along the same wavelength there.
Oh, for sure. But so you took up Uber driving. You were one of the first BMX riders that I've ever known to start Uber driving. When it started driving, when Uber first started, everybody was like,
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, who cares?
I don't care.
I think it's awesome. So I think it's so awesome that I went and got my license, and I never drove anybody yet, but you said that you were gonna get a bonus if I signed up, so I did.
Yeah.
So I signed up that day.
He did.
And it cost me $600 in tires because my tires weren't good enough for the car inspection.
Yeah.
Anyway, I didn't make it. I didn't pick anybody up because I got too messed up and sidetracked, and then I got nervous, and I was like, dude, I don't really know where to pick people up at yet, and all that stuff. But I still have the sticker, and I still have the license. So someday that will go down.
I would love to see that, you know, TJ driving an Uber, like someone that recognizes you, which would happen.
No.
And that would be, it's just such a great thing, you know. You know, through my career, I faced a lot of challenges, not only with alcohol, but, you know, I had a lot of friends help me out through that, and I just felt like driving Uber at that time was a good way to give back.
Yeah.
And what happened was I just fell in love with it. Like I'm actually people say that you take one addiction and put it in another,
Right.
but it was a great thing. I am addicted to it, and I've fallen in love with it, and I've started my own travel company here in Park City, where we're
Right.
at now. And so,
So
and
just so you know, if you come to Park City, you have a shot at getting Fuzzy as your Uber driver / he has a new business he's starting right now. Go to
Utah.com. Schedule a ride
hallutah.com
with me anytime.
and check it out and schedule a ride with Fuzzy Hall. Like, you have the Fuzzy driving you, and he started Uber driving, like not just because he needed to go make some extra loot or Uber driving. No, he wanted to drive people that were hammered. He wanted to like drinking and driving to cease and desist here in Salt Lake City and in Park City, and he just fell in love with it. And I thought that was the coolest thing that I've ever heard. And like I made a couple public announcements, like, to my friends, like, look, dude, if you're gonna drink tonight, please call me. I'll come get you.
Yes.
And that's so cool that you're like that.
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought you'd be like, because TJ's drove me in Vegas numerous times when I was drunk and when I drank, and I wouldn't have made it home, So what and you and I both lost a dear friend to a situation that.
Yeah, Rocky.
That if Rocky would have had an Uber that night, that would have, it affected so many lives, and then that repeats through my mind every day. Like, if he would have had a ride home, or shoulda, woulda, coulda. If I would have drove him that night, my life would be different. But I can't change that. It's done. But what I can change is other people's lives and make it better for them to get home safe. But what's happened to me is, like, I've fallen in love with meeting people. I'm addicted. And
You are a people person.
Yes, I'm definitely like an extrovert, and I feed off other people's energy like that, and I love hearing their stories and how they've made it. And there's no better place than doing Uber, like, with that, and
That's
so
right.
I'm very, very much in love with it. And here in Park City they have Sundance, and so it's a fun time to drive. You meet tons of celebrities, and it's cool seeing it in the spring, but man, in the winter it gets so treacherous here, and you really got to.
And then you're a badass driver, so
yeah,
like, people are like, oh my god, I got the baddest dude at least.
It's all about tires. Remember how you get the good tires and
racing tires.
Yep, the racing tires, and But anyway, yeah, that's definitely another chapter of my life that I've opened up, and I'm very proud of that. And so I always feel bad, like, oh, he's just an Uber driver like that, and I want people to get away from that and just like be proud of it. Even if you do one drive a week, you seriously, like, you probably saved a life that night, or and
save people headaches, if not alive.
Yeah,
and they're gonna get $10,000 fine for drunk driving.
Yeah, and it's just, I'm fascinated with the industry too. I'm fascinated with, like, new self-driving cars and the technology that Uber's going through right now, and I've got some good friends that work there, and I also work at Powder Mountain Ski Resort in the winter, and they helped launch Uber Helicopter, which is you can open the app, order a helicopter.
When are you gonna get your heli license?
That's never.
No?
I'm scared to get in one, So, but I just think it's cool. You could open up a phone. Who would have thought when we were kids? Open up your phone, order a helicopter,
dude,
to take you to a mountain. That's pretty crazy. All with the swipe of a phone.
That is so awesome.
So anyway, but like, I still ride every day, and I don't consider myself retired at all. Do you?
No, not at all. I'm very glad that I am, because I don't want to be competing with the kids nowadays.
Right. Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
But if somebody asks me, like, are you still a BMX rider? Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah. I don't get how a football player says that they're retired, or.
Well, they just don't go to the gridiron every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have any checks coming in from it anymore.
No.
So I guess we're kind of retired from competing.
Very true.
I say that. I don't compete anymore.
Yeah.
But then they're like, well, aren't you retired? I'm like, no, dude, I'm never gonna retire.
Right.
But I don't compete.
Yeah. Do you miss the competition?
Right.
Do you yourself? Because
I
I know you're competitive. As humble as he is, he's very competitive.
I mean, a little bit. I can't say. I can't lie to you. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I'm very competitive. I like that. I miss that aspect of it.
We had fun.
And so oh my god,
it was fun competing.
Yeah, and if I would have met you at that stage of my career, you probably added 10 years to my career with that energy you had back as that newcomer, and everything that you brought to BMX, and like you reinvented like that whole chapter of dirt jumping during that era,
Right.
If you looked at the generations,
Yeah, and there's been kids that helped to keep me in it too.
Yeah, and
You know what I'm saying?
who's
So-
one of those?
So I think
Give him props.
probably Scotty Kramer.
Okay.
He definitely.
Perfect. I agree.
I loved watching Scotty and
Yeah.
I loved his vibe and his
Yeah.
person,
His attitude.
like who he is. You
Yes.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Just a great dude.
Yep.
He was somebody that I really looked up to. When I saw Brett Benesewich ride,
Yep.
I didn't think that some of the stuff that he was doing was possible.
Very
I
true.
thought for sure. Shout out to Brett too.
Yeah,
Like
amen.
I thought for sure
Yep.
there was no possible way you could do whatever he was doing.
Right.
You know, and then now he does. So, like I have a good time announcing Nitro Circus World Games.
Yes. And
Because
you're very good
it's
at it.
amazing the stuff that these guys are doing.
So that's what I want to ask you. When you're on live TV and these young kids are doing these new tricks, is there a time when you don't know what the hell you
Yes,
just did?
yes, often,
That's what I
often.
wanna-
Like I'm 40, bro. Like it happens a lot.
But even if you're a
I'm
young,
like, what the hell was
what do
that?
I call that trick? You know?
And you can't even fathom that. Plus, I
Right,
don't ride
right.
scooters,
Yeah,
so I don't
yes,
have
you
a
do.
clue what the hell's going on. Like,
Which
half
is-
the time they're doing scooter tricks and trying to do it. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but,
But-
big shout out to you with that because I've seen you, watching you do live TV with NBC and you handle it so well. And I'm looking at you, I don't even know what to call that trick,
Yeah, dude.
And here you are on live. That's a lot of pressure. So.
Yeah, I just say that's a whirly bird. You just keep it moving.
Okay.
But so what do you got? What do you got going in the future? You have the new business. You have the hallutah.com.
Yep, and I have dignity.com. So if I get a call on the phone and someone wants me to build like a pump track or say like they want something built out of dirt, obviously like you and I can still run equipment. I still love creating things out of dirt, and building trails. I've still got trails out by the airport right now that are like mine.
Yeah.
I like calling that. And then my backyard, which is rotting right now. But, I miss building stuff out of dirt. I really do. So, and I'll do that till I die,
Yeah,
and you
of
still,
course.
so that's the question. Right? So with your yard, like people are like, why doesn't he just tear it down?
I don't know. I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Why? It's
I just
great-
love it.
Yeah.
I just love having
And
it back there. I haven't even
it's-
touched it in however long,
But
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't tear it down. I
Yeah.
mean, I'll rebuild it too. I rebuild it once a year minimum, whether it needs it or not, and
Yeah.
it looks
amazing.
pristine.
I know. And
And I'm just like,
I find that great whenever I come to your house and it's just like, there it is. Just, because I was there the very first day to build that first jump.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, this dirt sucks. This
Yeah.
is not going to work. And, once you got everything dialed, that place holds together really well. So,
yeah. And you had one of the first backyards in the industry,
Yep.
Roy, Utah,
Yep.
that had running trails.
Yeah.
And that was the dream. That was the BMX dream, was to have
Uh,
trails in your backyard,
Yep.
and you did that.
Yeah. And
That's
it was
pretty crazy.
It was cool. I was so sick of going somewhere, building trails, putting all that back-breaking work into digging and getting all. And then some guy from the city comes and like, oh, we got to get rid of this. This is horrible. We're gonna get sued. Tear it down, and then you're like, start over. It was horrible.
So
like,
Dignity helps you help people build trails.
Yeah, and so it's just basically another business I have that through the years I've helped build, Gravity Games and all the Dew Tour stuff that you've won, X Games. I've helped with that through the years, and we're talking how many. Rhode Island, I was in the first X Games in what, 96 or so. Anyway.
You were in '95.
Yeah, Rhode Island.
That first X Games was '95. I watched the
Yeah.
whole thing. I watched Mike Ackerbach break his wrist.
Yep.
I
Jimmy
watched
Levan.
Jimmy Levan. I watched Jay Miron win.
Yep.
I watched all that stuff.
Yep.
And then that year we met. We hung out. We met
Yep.
again at the King of Dirt in November.
Yeah. Yep.
In
And
Oklahoma City.
you were riding for
Herdo's Hot Shots.
who was a local in Vegas,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A great guy. I remember meeting
And
him.
that was it. The rest is history.
Yeah.
So
It's yeah. You really brought
good times.
a lot to it. So yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm up to, and yeah, it's cool. You got all of this going on, TJ. I've always been very proud of you, and you're one of the strongest person I know that's been that close to dying, and pulled it. And everyone's like, "Is TJ out? Like, is he 100%?" I was like, and then some. He's funnier now and remembers more now, I swear, than
Way
if he would-
funnier.
If you wouldn't have got knocked out that night,
Yeah.
it's like there's nothing gone or wasted, and so you're definitely a fighter.
Well, cool, man. I appreciate it, brother.
Yep.
Thanks a lot for the
You too,
interview,
man.
man. Thank
Of
you.
course.
And shout out to Fuzzy, man. Check it out.
Thank you.
HallUtah.com.
Cool.
Don't miss it.